for YouTube. Believing Better here. 14th of December 2012. This is part 5 to the Believing Better Humans Unite, We Want the Truth video. Now, if any of you guys out there have just linked this video and not watched the previous parts, and I urge you to watch them before you watch this, otherwise it won't really make much sense to you. For those people out there who watch this video and this doesn't make sense to you anyway, then you guys need to carry on with your everyday jobs and your everyday lives. For the other people out there who know what this video is about and believe that there is a different world out there that we're not led to believe, then keep watching. I'm going to continue this here. Hope you enjoy it. This is Clifford, 18 years later. Peace out. Enjoy.
Never pull it. When I got assigned to naming, they tried to pull it because I didn't need a security clearance there. So they sent me a notification that it had been pulled. I thought the laugh's on them. I don't have a secret clearance. They went back and told 4th ROTC region, no, this man needs it. We can't explain to you why. He keeps the clearance. So I didn't know it at the time, but we were getting ready for something big.
That's how they keep it secret. They don't tell you.
Oh yeah. So when I got out, I was debriefed, but I'd already started to say this isn't like we're hurting people. So I went through the gauntlet of being relieved of duty, getting hit up on, and trying to court-martial me.
Okay guys, I'm just going to interrupt it there. Remember, this is the guy who was in part 1 of the video who said that he would swear on oath to what he knows. Although he looks a bit aged now, this guy is very intelligent and very aware and awake to what is going on. So I urge you guys to carry on watching this and acknowledge that this world is not what we believe it to be, and our puppet governments are leading us down a path that we don't want to be walking. But anyway, I'll continue this here. Peace out. Enjoy. Clifford Stone.
Having to go through a psychiatric evaluation, and the bottom line, 3 12th grade officers was relieved of duty as a result of that. You being in the military, you know that doesn't happen.
Never happen. Never.
And I got American Right Service Medal out of it. And they did.
Oh, man.
And I have it with me. If you're here tomorrow, I can show it to you. Where the commander's inquiry said the ER was wrong. Talks about the relief the officers. And they even made it part of my military personnel record. Because it dealt with UFOs. And because I was refusing to follow orders. Not to be trying to get information out. They actually pulled that because they were afraid that later on they would find out that, hey, this guy got a relief for cause because it had to do with his interest in UFOs. What is this? So they actually pulled it. They pulled it from my fish. You know, once it goes on the fish, it's not supposed to be pulled. They actually, I got a copy of my fish where it's there. The next fish I got, it's no longer there. And I have the letter from Milperson saying it would be made part of my permanent record.
So favoritism does exist. Hey, I've had Article 15 torn up, and you know that's illegal. It's a legal document, you know.
I did a lot of that for my troops.
And this is her book that she...
No, actually, it's Clifford's book.
Well, what did you do? Release it for her?
I sponsored it. I did the interviews.
Let me tell everybody the truth of it is. Bob here can better understand it better than probably anybody that's ever been in the military. I have difficulty telling my story because I see it in my mind's eye and I relive it each and every time I tell it. Then I get emotional. I don't like doing that. Days after, I still feel it. So, you know, she knew this is a book that I needed to write. So, very meticulously, she did many interviews. And she, in essence, captured my entire life, my entire development. So So now there's a book out there that I would have never written. And my granddaughter, that's my heart, she thinks it should be getting out there. We'd talk, she'd even say, "Grandfather, you're holding things back." And I'd always say, "Yeah, honey, I am." But it is a book not so much about me, but it's meant for other people that's been in the military who have been involved in situations where they can't even talk to their family. I've gotten several hundred calls as a result of that book coming out. And actually, one of the most important calls, and there were actually three, but the most important was a guy that served with me in one of the retrievals. He kept it from his family. He never told them. But they knew that something happened and something was going on. And he would bring up the subject of UFOs from time to time. But he could never bring it up to his family. He bought the book, he read it, then he called his family together. And while he had his family there, he called me. And he said, "In Georgia, I was with you in one of these instances." And I said, "Well, sir, I regret that I can't remember people who was there with me. You never got to take names, you know." So I told him that there were a lot of people involved, but he, on one time, he says that was the way it was with him. Then he told me about something I did with a paperclip and a pair of tweezers. And the craft we were in started to rumble, and all of us were afraid, what's going to happen next? And I said, "I don't know." But he was the guy standing next to me, and "What have you done? What's going to happen next?" So the only way you could have known that was to live. So after he told me that, I realized. But he's not the one that wants to go out and talk about UFOs. He doesn't want to be involved with being filmed or anything. He wants, as my granddaughter says, a normal life. And this changes you, and it changed him. But he wasn't realizing he was changed forever by having that one experience. And people who have an event like this, it changes your life forever. But you need to tell your family. But then when you tell your family, it's how do you go ahead, get closure with your family. With this book coming out, he was able to show that it wasn't something. I sent him a whole slew of documents showing where we've done other recoveries. So he finally got the family to accept what he was talking about as being reality. Now, whether he convinced them they were of extraterrestrial origin or not, I don't know. But they finally accepted it. He found closure. For the first time, it wasn't something that he believed to be true and it just didn't happen. He had closure. And that's what makes it worthwhile. So the book was actually written to help those people who are they're not UFO buffs. They don't go to UFO conferences. So the end result is, who do you turn to? There's no one out there for them to turn to. By virtue of him seeing that book, he got closure.
We turn to each other.
That's it. Well, when you and I talk, we can talk openly. Because we've been there, we've done that. We understand where we're coming from. When somebody else is there, it's hard for them to understand. But when it's you and I, it's a brotherhood.
It is.
Very, very isolated brother. Very, very few in
And
number.
there aren't many of us left.
Nope.
Not many of us left. I keep saying goodbye to old friends every damn day.
Well, you're going to be here for a long.
Oh, shut up. As long as you're around, I'll hang around. Okay?
You'll be here for some
Tim,
time.
it's good to see you.
Hi, I'm Carrie Cassidy from Project Camelot, and I hope to go down as far down the rabbit hole as possible at this point. You guys with me?
You have to be careful, my dear. You go down the rabbit hole, you might not come out.
I understand that,
Okay?
but being careful is something I kind of threw out.
Yeah, I know.
All right?
But let's-
And from an old war horse to another old war horse, you should know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So we're very happy that Bob Dinas survived his ordeal in, what was it, October?
October the 1st.
Okay.
Yeah, after your conference in September in Orange County. 10 days after that, I'm in intensive care, in a coma, in a hospital here in Phoenix. with viral meningitis, of all things. My doctors called my son and my wife and said, look, we don't think he's going to make it. Because of his age, 82, meningitis is pretty well fatal. And they gave the word that they didn't expect me to go home. And my son and my wife sold my old car while I was in the hospital. Haven't forgiven them for that. And I died, sweetheart. I literally died. I was out of body.
Okay, and I believe you came back for a reason.
I went home. I really went home. I've been out of my body several times over the years in the military, in combat. But I went home, and I was glad to be home. And I ran into a couple of dudes on the other side who says, no, you're not staying here. You got to go back. And I says, no, I don't want to go back. I'm finished with that mess down there. I want to stay here. And they said, no, you haven't finished. You got a few things yet to do. So get your buns back there. Next thing I know, I wake up in a hollow, in a bed, in a hospital, and they're giving me injections, and they're taking blood, and they're giving me meds, and good Lord, here I am, sweetheart. I'm still here. I'm as ornery as ever.
That's right, you are.
And I came back for some purpose, and I'm not sure what it is, but I'm here.
Okay, and we're going to try to discover that purpose right here and right now. Clifford, you're part of it. You're a contactee, and we did an interview with you years ago, and I've had a lovely conversation that I recorded yesterday between you and Bob. Very brief, but lovely nonetheless. And you are an intuitive, and I can relate to that. And we had a lovely conversation many years ago in Roswell.
I remember that.
And it's a delight to have you here. I know you don't come out much anymore, but you're here. And you are as eloquent as ever, I can say.
Thank you.
And the two of you are, talk about two guys who have very smooth tongues, smooth talkers, both of you.
I didn't realize that. Are you a smooth talker?
Not that I know of. My wife yells at me a whole lot.
I'm not smooth.
You are.
We're old friends. We go back many, many years.
Okay.
Cliff and I are among the last of the old boys network, because we had a network of a couple of hundreds, maybe 500 guys over the years, from every rank, from every service. And we had sergeants, we had admirals, we had generals. We've had a Russian cosmonaut who was a member of our old group. But most of them are gone home now. And Cliff and I are among the last of the old boys. And I love him dearly, and he's a dear friend because I know what he's been through, and I've been through much of it. So I relate to him. And it was such a wonderful thing to see him again this time.
We can relate to one another. I mean, it's like you can talk to other people about the experiences you had, but they don't fully understand.
They can't, Cliff. They can't.
They can't. They haven't been there. So it's about, like, you know, we can communicate and understand fully what is going on by virtue of being there and being a part of it. But when you try to talk to other people, a lot of times it's very difficult. Bob has always been, I apologize, Sergeant Major.
Command Sergeant Major.
Command Sergeant Major Robert D. has always been a close personal friend ever since we met. And we united, we felt that kindredship, and there's a brotherhood there that most people don't understand. In the military you form brotherhoods, but
Okay guys, just going to pause it there. I'm going to put out part 6. It's getting crazy, eh? But yeah, peace out people, believe in better.